In 1983, Africa's longest-running civil war began in Sudan, between the Muslim government in the north and the predominantly Christian south. During the ensuing 22 years of war, armed militia sponsored by the government descended on villages where they proceeded to kill civilians of all ages, burn down houses, destroy crops, and steal livestock. They carried out mass executions, targeted vital infrastructure, and committed wide-scale rape. Churches were bombed or burned first, often while they were full of people. Men were chained together and thrown into burning huts. Women were raped in front of their loved ones. Children were abducted into slavery in the north. The boys were made to herd their own stolen cattle, and girls were forced to live as domestic slaves or as concubines for their Arab masters. By the time a peace treaty was signed in 2005, there were an estimated 2 million war-related deaths, and nearly 5 million Sudanese had been displaced. The structural ruins of churches and schools stand as a silent witness to the atrocities that occurred. The need is great for those who survived the government attacks and for those who are beginning to return home. They continue to struggle with famine, rampant disease, a ravaged land with no infrastructure, a shortage of education, especially for girls, and limited medical facilities for anything beyond basic primary care. The war is over, yet the suffering continues. Because of the lack of clean drinking water, the majority of people in Ruweng County suffer from waterborne, parasitic, and other infectious diseases such as guinea worm, cholera, typhoid, and tuberculosis. Although this area experiences a heavy rainy season each year, the flooding Nile River contaminates all of the groundwater. Women and children walk up to 6 hours daily in order to collect water from ditches and shallow ponds that are shared with cattle and wildlife alike. Because of the lack of education regarding hygiene and sanitation, and due to the parasites in standing water, the majority of children have open sores on their arms and legs. These were caked in mud, covered in flies, and smelled of rotting flesh. The flies, thick around each child, travel from these open wounds to the children's eyes, carrying bacteria that can eventually cause blindness. While in Ruweng, the team was introduced to a young boy named Cole. Cole is 11 years old. He and his young brother are orphans living with their uncle. He came to the compound when he heard that there were medical supplies available and showed his severely infected legs to the team. He'd been to the hospital to seek treatment, but they were unable to help him. The team took the brothers in, fed them, and cleaned Cole's wounds daily. Without care, it would have only been a matter of time until the infection took over his body. With access to treatment, food, and clean water, Cole is expected to recover. However, this young boy's suffering could have been prevented had the hospital been equipped to treat him. Unfortunately, the hospital in Ruweng is currently unable to offer anything other than the most basic primary care. It is a shell of a building with exposed wiring but no electricity, pipes but no plumbing, a metal roof but no ceiling to prevent flies and mosquitoes from entering. There is not a single medical doctor in the area, only a medical assistant and a handful of poorly equipped nurses. Their greatest needs are for tools for the effective diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of tuberculosis, tradespeople to complete construction and renovation of the hospital, and training for medical personnel and hospital administrators. What can you do to help? In order to decrease the occurrence of water-related illness, a drilling rig is required to drill boreholes deep enough to reach clean water. We are currently raising funds to purchase and ship the needed tools, supplies, and equipment to drill wells throughout the county and to renovate the hospital. We are looking for skilled electricians, plumbers, welders, and other tradespeople to join the team. There is a desperate need for medical doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals who would be able to spend 2 to 3 weeks in the Sudan this winter. There is also room for anyone who feels that God is calling them to minister to the people of South Sudan and show them that God has not forgotten them. Of course, our team cannot do this alone. We hope to enlist the efforts of many more churches, organizations, and caring individuals who want to demonstrate God's love and bring hope and healing to the people of Southern Sudan. We ask that you join with us in prayer for lasting peace and healing to occur in Sudan, and pray for our team as we come together to build a dream based on hope and divine guidance. To learn how you can participate in this effort, please visit our website or call for more information.